All right, Chris. So we're at the end of what I like to call the prime timeline of the Halloween series, because as I literally just explained to you before we went live, this shit has 3 different freaking timelines set within this goddamn franchise, and I don't even know how to make heads or tails of it. Like, goddamn it, I never in a million years thought I would be applying comic book terminology to fucking the horror movies, which seem to be like the 2 different polar ends of the talking TV spectrum right now. But we got Halloween 6, or rather, there's no 6 officially in the title. We got Halloween subtitled The Curse of Michael Myers, released 6 years after the most recent installment that we watched, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. What are your thoughts going into this one?
I mean, all I really got to say is, sure, these timelines might be convoluted, but I'm having way more fun with even the worst of these movies so far than anything Marvel's done in the past year.
This is true.
So I'll take this multiverse over the shitty recycle, copy and paste Marvel multiverse any day of the week. And that's just a fucking fact.
All of that and more. Stay tuned. Yeah, Dimension Films. This is the
that looks so, it's 95, but that looks so late 80s.
That's the production company that did like all of Robert Rodriguez's movies in the 90s. Oh shit. Is that Jamie?
It looks like it.
Holy shit. Wait a minute, hold on. Back up a minute here. How did she age like 10 years in the course of 6?
Okay, I mean, I'm digging the vibe so far.
Wait, why is she having a baby? Bro, what is going on here?
It's Michael Myers' child.
Are they? What hospital is this?
I thought there's like torches in the middle of this hospital, like in the middle of this emergency room.
Silver shoes. All right, here we go. Now we're talking. I'm already like so invested, and I don't even know what's going on. Ooh. Look, we all know what happens here.
Oh, Michael with the swift neck snap of justice.
Sounds like the opening line for that kid's future mixtape. Oh, this is definitely in the 90s. He's one of the kids that Jamie Lee Curtis babysat in the first one. Oh, Loomis. Uh-oh.
She ninja'd her way out of there
with
that baby.
Right? That's impressive.
McPounder, you down for the challenge?
Hit me, G.
Oh my god, I was joking before when I said he was going to be a future rapper.
I like the way Paul Rudd's playing
it. I like this. He's playing it serious. That's the first of the people that he's killed in these movies that I actually feel for.
The plethora of knives sticking sharply up.
Oh, fuck. You might have been right. Oh my god, you called it, dude.
First time for everything, I suppose.
You called it. Nah, yeah. Let's go.
What do you say, honey? You and me, yeah.
Wow. Canceled. Nice. Bro.
You don't call Michael Myers.
You don't. He took that one personally. Okay, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Don't go in the house.
Right. One rule.
Hard.
Literally one rule. I wonder if he was going for the Brad Pitt at the end of Master. This might be my masterpiece. Nice. All right. Now we finally got some people with some brains in these goddamn movies. Oh, come on. What a twist.
That's awesome.
What a twist. With the
oh my god,
here.
what the
god
hell?
Damn.
Holy shit, if Michael becomes the hero.
Right?
This would be the greatest fucking Halloween movie of all time if Michael becomes the hero.
Right?
I almost feel like this should have been the movie they stopped.
You think? So wait, is that meant to imply that Michael's finally free of the curse? Right. Dude, I don't know where to even begin. That fucking rocked. Oh my god, like, you gotta take this one, because my head's about to explode right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it was an amazing conclusion to the past four movies, right? This is the 5th in that installment, and it's just, I mean, I did not expect them to do half the things they did with this, man. It's honestly, like, I thought it was pretty brilliant. I thought the way that they tackled and wrapped everything up was so perfect. It justified every movie prior. I mean, it's like you said, it really is the end game, or the Avengers of this Halloween, the early years of Halloween. We're going to start getting into the other timelines now, and that's fun and all, and I can't wait to see where we go, but it's going to be hard to beat this.
Look, to quote Community, this is already the best timeline. You know, I don't know which one of the two is going to be the darkest timeline, but this is already the best timeline. Like, this already made up for the problems that I had with 5. This movie was... Yeah, go.
I just wanted to say, Loomis was at his best in this one, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, he was the best that he's been in
amazing.
years in this one. It was so good. Like, rest in peace, Donald Pleasence. A friggin' I mean, obviously, it's been 26 years since this movie, but still, like, what a talent ultimately. And man, just this might be the thing. Okay, I'll start with this. It's not gonna solve problems that I have with slasher movies because the slasher tropes go so far beyond this movie. But as far as just something that resembles, again, all that I've wanted. I think I've been pretty open. All that I've ever wanted from these movies is just some goddamn answers and to stop with the constant, repetitive, just mindless killing for mindless killing's sake. I'm like, because that gets boring after a while, you know? So, and this movie gave me that. It gave me some witchcraft. It gave us some incredibly well-directed sequences. Like the sequences in this movie, just from a slasher horror standpoint, were probably some of the best directed I've seen of the entire series, right? It's really tricky comparing this and throwing in Season of the Witch because the more movies that we've seen from this franchise since they chose to go with the more direct sequel route as opposed to the anthology route, which is what they wanted to do with Season of the Witch. Season of the Witch really does end up standing out, not really as a thing within the Halloween franchise, but more of like its own standalone movie that just happens to share a name with it. But like this movie, to me, really fucking nails everything about like kind of the Halloween legacy. It's just gonzo when you need it to. The kills are quick and efficient. They don't waste any time here. The acting is just hokey enough to be enjoyable, but it also maintains some sense of realism. Paul Rudd, dude, fucking, if this is his feature film debut, like, kudos is all I gotta say, because that's fucking impressive. For a guy who went on to become known as like the comedy heartthrob, like he did a pretty good job of as far as like maintaining a balance between like just weird enough, but also like where there's something not quite there, but also like where he is like trying to do right by the people that Michael's hurt, and it almost gave us, not quite, but gave us some characterization into Michael Myers. Like the twists in this movie were fucking cool, and even though like they were as well set up, you didn't see them coming when they happened. Like they even managed to justify the unlikable and kind of stupid bits where you're like, okay, where is this going? And they even managed to make those work. Dude, I'm not kidding when I say, I mean, it's so difficult. It's between this and Season of the Witch for my favorite. This movie fucking rocked.
This feels like a perfect conclusion to what we just spent so much time with. I agree with so much of what you just said. I think this movie, and the reason why it can't be my number one is because I think just because of what not only this franchise, the shoulders it stands on of the first film, but what the slasher genre and honestly modern horror in general stand on because of the first one. That's always going to be my number one on the list, but this is my number two. And then Halloween Season of the Witch is my number three. But I mean, Season of the Witch is amazing and it's its own thing. And you guys can go back and watch our video on that. This was the perfect just conclusion. It's like really something you don't really get with horror. They just keep it going and going and going forever. Right. Like this, how tired did the Conjuring film we sat through this year feel? You know,
and that was only the third one.
How exhausting was the Spiral Saw spinoff? Bro. You know, sometimes it's nice to try and find an ending, and they really did a great job in this one. And the best part about what they did with ending this one was they still kept the mystique of Michael Myers alive, but they gave you some answers, and so you feel satisfied.
Yes.
On top of all the gonzo and over-the-top nature, it was just honestly a perfect horror film. I think it learned from all of its predecessors, and what it did the best, and where I'll leave it at before I'm sure we're about to jump into star ratings here, it not only took the lessons learned from the successes of the ones that came before it, but it also, I felt, really looked at the failures and made sure to end this thing off, this first era of Halloween off on such a high note. I'm really impressed.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. I fucking loved every single minute of this movie. This movie is an absolute delight, and you never see me give this to a horror rant. And the thing is that as a movie on its own, I don't necessarily... The comparisons to Marvel, I never thought it would happen, but again, because it's one of those situations where, again, as a movie on its own, I don't necessarily know if it would earn this rating. But as a part of this overall franchise, and just for what it does, not only for this franchise, but for horror in general, just the fact that we never see these types of horror movies in general. Dude, 4.5 out of 5 stars, dude. 4.5, easily.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. This is clearly a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me as well. And I think it's hilarious that I make the joke at the beginning of this thing about Marvel, and yet it really does feel like the Avengers of the Halloween franchise.
Talk about fucking coming full circle right there. That's a Pavlov's gun if I ever saw one.
It really is. It really is. I gotta say, this movie...
That's the one.
this movie had a lot going for it, and I think it's what I really love about doing our show is the fact, at least, that I'm glad I don't follow the zeitgeist, because there were so many people telling me not to love this one going into it. So many things that were for some reason against it before I had even seen it, and I'm really glad I chose to go into this thing with the blank slate, because had I bought in to the zeitgeist on this one, I think I would have cheated myself of a very fun, amazing send off to an awesome journey overall. Where the only film that I think wasn't up to standard was 4, and it wasn't even that terrible. You know,
Right.
it was still pretty enjoyable. It's just ushering in the new group of characters was a little difficult at first, but now the payoff kind of makes me look back and wish I could improve my rating for 4. That's how good this one was. So yeah,
Right.
4.5-star film, amazing conclusion, something I never thought I'd see in this medium, let alone
Yeah.
with this franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, and it just makes me not want to watch the rest of it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still looking forward to watching Busta Rhymes kick Michael Myers' ass in Resurrection, but still, like, I almost don't even want to keep going. And then we got the 2 Rob Zombie ones after that, which those movies I heard are beasted into themselves. But people, that was our review. So we are concluding we're going to call the prime timeline of Halloween with Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. When we come back next week, we'll be on to the secondary timeline with H20, Halloween 20 years later. We'll get into the stupidity of that title, right? Where I didn't think we would be getting back into like the cleverness of the titles. I thought we left that behind in the Fast and Furious days, but apparently it's come back to haunt us. So we will see you guys next week for Halloween H20. But in the meantime, what did you guys think of our first time reaction? What did you guys think of Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers? Have you guys come around on it from when it originally came out? Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like and click the subscribe button. Click the bell next week. That way you guys get notified every time we put up new content. Chris, where can the good people find you?
Yeah, they can find me the same place they can find our podcast, at Talking TV Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also in an extra spot on Twitter as well. All those places at Christian Evanko, Evanko. Type it in. Follow me, guys. I post some funny memes sometimes, mostly about football as the year's starting to get there. And I will post some spooky stuff too. So if you guys are horror fans, I have a few little witty things that at least that I think are going to be fun. And you can hit the link in my bio, of course, to listen to my music. It's on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, and thousands of other places. I mean, any music listening service, YouTube Music, whatever you name it, it's there. SoundCloud. So hit the link in my bio and check it out. Also, you can check out my other podcast, which is an interview show about life, music, and everything in between, where we sit down with other musicians, spelled talking the same way we spell it here, with Andrew and Chris. And hope to see you guys there. I hope to see you continuing to watch our Halloween first time watch series. We're just a little over halfway, and it's been amazing so far. And also, last but certainly not least, please go follow my co-host anywhere that he may travel on the internet. Dom, where can they find you?
At Movie Nerd Reviews on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also follow me posting every single day, twice a day, on our main podcast Instagram feeds, Facebook and Instagram at Talkin' TV Podcast. We've got 4 more of these left to go before we do the rankings. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm looking more forward to this rankings video than I was our Fast and Furious ranking, because this is gonna be a wild list, to say the least. People, we've had a blast with this. We've got 4 more of these. We're continuing into Shocktober, and we're just gonna keep giving you guys more of them. All of this and more. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time. 12 seasons of a short film, and watch more fucking